I really don't get the hypocrisy. The fact that you had Lindell kicking off because he saw Caesar being piggybacked by Nkateko, and then he has the audacity to be kissing and saying he's in love with Tabby. That doesn't make sense for me. And for Caesar has feelings for Nkateko, and Nkateko has feelings for Caesar. The comment about, I want more time. Hey, it is what it is. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing The Ultimatum South Africa, Season 1, Episode 6. Oh my god, this is my kind of TV. Can they start recording already season 2? I know it will be a different cast, but I think the South African cast have actually brought something totally different to the Ultimatum franchise. Anyway, so you have Ruth have a conversation with Lebo, and she exposes that, she's been having sex with Nolan, and they've had sex a couple of times, not just once or twice. It's been more than that. I feel like they were doing it as a daily thing. I think Ruth was living her best life because, she was getting what she wanted, and Nolan, he was living his best life as well, but someone caught feelings, in my opinion. I feel like, this is my thought, I feel like Ruth, the reason why she told Lebo was because she wanted to get Lebo out of the way. I think she had caught feelings for Nolan, and so she wanted, Lebo to step away. That way she would have Nolan to herself, because there's no justifiable reason as to why she wanted to tell her in private. She didn't need a girls' night in order to confide in Lebo what was happening in her villa. She could have easily have walked across to Lebo's villa and had a conversation and told her exactly what was happening. So the idea that she would say, it was troubling me and I needed to tell her. No, she did not need girls' night to tell her. No, she didn't. And she didn't need... she needed to tell Lebo, but she also needed to tell Isaac. She should have told Isaac first, and then she should have gone and told Lebo if she really was feeling that bad. I feel like she was in her feelings as someone who had caught feelings for Nolan, and so was trying to get the competition out of the way. And so for Lebo, what do I think? It's sad that Lebo didn't see Nolan for who he was. I don't think this is the first time he's lied to her, and I don't think this is the first time he's cheated on her, because she says he's a flirt, he's always flirting. And so I don't think she's surprised, because even her reaction, she didn't really seem that surprised. She wanted an explanation, but she didn't seem surprised, given the fact that he was given an ultimatum. For him to then turn around and say to Ruth, why did you joke and tell, Lebo that we had sex? And it's like, seriously, buddy, you're being recorded. There's a camera in your bed set where that's sort of right over your bed. What do you think, Sherlock Holmes? What do you think was happening? What do you think? How far do you think you could have taken this lie? Did you not watch previous seasons of shows like The Ultimatum or Love is Blind or Marriage at First Sight to see what happens on these shows in regards to the recordings and what the producers used the recordings for? What did you think was going to happen? And I think he was very messy in trying to bring Isaac into the equation by him saying, Ruth has got me in trouble, so I'm going to get her in trouble. And it's like, no, that's not a good look, because you sat with Isaac and lied through your teeth that you didn't have sex with his partner, or you just kissed a couple of times. And so now for you to think that suddenly you can turn around and say to Isaac, your girl has been lying to you, we've been having sex, and think you are not accountable for that, it does not make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. And I don't understand what he thought he was doing. I don't understand his thought process. I feel like he was just trying to sort of find a way of getting himself out of trouble. As he said before, as he said, he'll talk and talk until people lose focus and they sort of just keep quiet and just ignore him because they're fed up of his explanation that's going in circles and circles. So I don't know. I don't think it's a good look. And I love the fact that Nkateko and Caesar came out when they heard the noise, and then when they realized what was taking place, they minded their own business and went back into their villa and kept quiet. Poor Aiden. He's now having to play counselor. Somebody needs to pay him. They need to give him a check. They need to run him a check, because the fact that he was now sort of intervening and trying to separate people and trying to console people and trying to counsel people, that's not his responsibility. He's there to work on his relationship, not to be a relationship counselor. And so they owe him a check. If nothing else, they owe him a check for that, because he didn't deserve to be running around. It's sad. Lebo was one of the nicest, quietest girls, and it's sad that one one, the guy she wanted to couple up with, refused to couple up with her, and then the guy that she brought to the experiment cheated on her. And it's like, how much more can someone take? And I give her credit for saying, that's it. I want to time out, because she ended up leaving her villa with Aiden, because Aiden was trying to get her to go outside, sit outside and sort of relax and try and get her mind away from whatever was going on. But I think she just realized that if I stay here, I'll look like a fool. I will look like a fool, and I might do something that I'll regret later. So I give her credit for moving away and just taking time out to herself. What do I think? Oh my God, I'm feeling a lot of emotions when it comes to the Nkateko, Caesar and Kanye's situation, because I think it was uncalled for, and it's sad because at the start of it, I think Nkateko didn't quite understand what Caesar was asking for. Caesar was trying to justify why Kanye was on the attack, because she didn't see anything wrong with what she had said in regards. All she was asked is, Kanye sort of put her on the girls' night. Kanye put her in the hot seat and started interrogating her and wanting to find out the details of Caesar and Nkateko's relationship or their connection and what was going on. Because she asked her, who did you meet from his family? And then the moment she said she met his mom, that's when things went off to the races, because you could see right from that moment that she wasn't happy when all the other girls were shocked, because everybody else was taken aback because they got to meet siblings, they got to meet friends. Apart from, nobody really got to meet the parents. I think the only people who most likely would meet the parents would be Courtney and Andre, because they are in a relationship and they've decided not to do anything with anybody else. So I think the idea that, Nkateko had the guts to introduce his Caesar to his mom is what set Kanye off, because she then asked about their connection. Oh, are you having sex? Are you doing this, that, and the other? And so as Caesar was asking Nkateko, I think she wanted clarity as to. All she did was give honest answers, apart from the joke when she said, I haven't had sex with him yet. And that she said it, and then she laughed afterwards. And she's always said she laughs at anything, whether she's anxious, whether she's happy, whether she's sad, whether she's nervous, whether she's angry. She laughs as a way of sort of, I think, trying to process whatever emotions she's dealing with at that point in time. And so I think on his part, Nkateko thought Caesar's trying to get dirt on Kanye, maybe that she can use against Kanye. I think this is why. Or maybe he felt some type of way, because when he took Caesar to go and have a conversation with Kanye, I think he was trying to get Caesar to sort of stand up for herself and to ask whatever she wants to know and then get a response and be able to sort of self-advocate. Because when Caesar was saying, I'm a soft girl, she said, you should have told her that. You should have told her that you're not into that mess. And I feel like, because when they approached, as they came in, I think Kanye was happy. I think she thought they were coming to apologize or whatever she felt was going to happen. And then when she realized that, it seemed like there was about to be a confrontation, I think this is when she started kicking off about, who told you to sit down? Don't sit down. I didn't invite you people. And as soon as Nkateko left, she then went on the attack. And I personally feel like what happened is the producers must have pulled Nkateko aside and told him, you need to leave, because they knew for a fact that Kanye was going to grill poor Caesar. And Caesar wasn't prepared for this, and I don't know why the producers felt it was appropriate to sort of leave her there and allow somebody to attack her like that. And for Kanye to be banging the table and be spitting and everything else that she did, I didn't like it. And to fat shame somebody else doesn't make any sense. Why was she calling her a fatty boom boom? I feel like this is what I think. I think Kanye, when she brought Nkateko to the experiment, didn't expect anyone to be interested in him and didn't expect anyone to create such a strong bond with him. And so the idea that he sort of coupled up with someone that she didn't expect him to feel attracted to or have any feelings towards, and then to see how he's been loving, caring, compassionate, empathetic, and the fact that he went to the extent of introducing her to his mom, this is why Kanye's on the attack. Because I think Kanye feels like she's better than Caesar. And so the idea that you would have Nkateko be attracted to, Caesar, and feel a certain way that he wants to defend her. Because I think when he came the first time, she thought they were going to confront her. And so when Caesar went back and then he came the second time, I think she knew he wasn't happy and she knew he was about to defend Caesar. And this is why she started screaming and shouting and yelling at him to stand outside, stand outside. And the audacity for her to say, stand outside, don't come in here with your cheap shoes. I think this is what I think Kanye is with Nkateko because Nkateko comes from money. That's the impression that I get. I think Nkateko's family have money, and this is why Kanye is with Nkateko. And now the idea that her meal ticket is about to go is what was infuriating for her. And I think this is why she was on the attack. I think she expected Nkateko to bring Caesar to apologize for whatever she felt she was offended by. And so the fact that he actually came for them to confront her, or for Caesar to confront Kanye, this is not what she was expecting. And then when he came back a second time to defend Caesar, that even set her off even worse. And then to see Caesar and Nkateko has strong feelings for Caesar. That's the opinion. That's my opinion. The fact that he introduced her to his mom, I feel like he introduced her to his mom because he really likes her and he felt like there might be a chance that she might leave Lindell for him. And so he wanted his mother's opinion and he wanted to show her that he's really serious about her. And so I think in that he is trying to sort of bring out a side of her that he knows is there, but she hasn't yet explored. This is why he wanted her to learn to self-advocate. This is why he went with her to confront Kanye, because he felt it wasn't appropriate. But then when she came back and she started crying, that's when you saw that this man really likes this woman. This man really likes this woman, because they kept cutting and pasting the clips. You can actually see, because the first time she started off as a joke, and then whatever set her off, when they had the confrontation and he was trying to sort of say to her, don't cut me off, wait until I finish my sentence. I think he was having PTSD, as his mom said, that he needs healing. I think he's used to sort of having these back and forths with Kanye. And so I think this is what he was suffering from. And this is why he was very confrontational and on the attack. And then when Caesar broke down the first time by the doorway, he held her. But the producer sort of, you look at it and you see that he was going in to hold her, and I think they cut it off, whatever happened in between, and then they brought in the bit about her sort of saying, why did you leave? Because at the end of the day, the difference between his argument or his back and forth with Caesar and his back and forth with Kanye is Kanye was disrespectful. Caesar wasn't. Caesar was asking for a response as to why did you leave me? Because she said she has a thing about people leaving her, and she's already told him. So why did you leave me? She didn't call him names. She didn't say anything derogatory about him. All she wanted was a response from him, and he was trying to sort of explain himself without saying, I think that the producers told me to leave. Because then when she went into the bathroom and started crying, my heart broke, and you could tell he was trying to console her, until he ended up actually having to sort of pull her in, because she was pushing away, because she couldn't understand why he would take her there and then abandon her and leave, Kanye to do and say whatever she wanted to do. And he was heartbroken. It's a very heartbreaking moment, because it's like, this man is in love with this girl. This man is trying to sort of build her to be the best version of herself. And what's happening is his ex-partner is sort of trying to break down whatever work he's putting in, which is sad. And poor Isaac was just there. He had to be kept awake with Kanye sort of complaining. Kanye, I think, expected a proposal on her birthday, as she said. And so the idea that Nkateko is developing feelings for someone else and this might not come to pass, this is what is setting her off. And it's a pity. I really loved that whole moment. And I think if Caesar and Nkateko don't end up together, it's because Caesar doesn't want the hell or the fury that comes with Kanye, because I think this is one of the reasons she was trying not to pick him at the first coupling, because I think she was going to go for Genesis because she didn't want the drama that came with coupling up with him in regards Kanye. And so when she picked him and he was happy and things have been going amazing, she's been happy, and then suddenly to have that bubble burst is really sad, really, really sad. Anyway, I digress. It's interesting that, they decided to show the clip of Lebo and Noel leaving because they've both decided to leave the experiment. And I think this is what I think. I think Nolan decided to leave because he knew that he couldn't continue to manipulate Lebo on TV, so he wanted to go home and try and work on her and get her to forgive him. Because he was saying, oh, I need to apologize and I need to make things right. Whereas Lebo was saying, we're done. We really are done. There's nothing else to talk about. And so I hope she sticks her ground, because if he can embarrass her like that on TV, you can only imagine what he's doing away from the cameras. You can only imagine what he's doing away from the cameras. So I am happy that she's chosen to put herself first. Even the presenter said so. So I hope she takes time to heal from this, and then she looks for her person, because Nolan is not it. And Nolan, I don't think he has the capacity or he has the bandwidth to understand what he's done wrong. I don't think he fully grasps what he's done wrong. I think to him, he just thinks, oh, I've upset my partner, I need to apologize and we'll be okay. I don't think he understands the betrayal, the cheating, everything that comes with what he's saying, the lying, the deception. I don't think he was ever going to own up. So I don't think he's a person. I think she's too good for him, and I hope she goes home and she heals. You have Aiden still talking about, oh, I feel sorry for, Lebo. I've tried to get in touch with her, but to no avail. And Aiden has really played a mediator. That's all he's been on this process. He hasn't really had any, well, he's built a friendship with Lebo, but he's also built a friendship with the guys, because you had Isaac coming to sort of have a conversation with him about what happened the night before, because he was present as well. So he witnessed everything. And it's just like, please allow this man to learn from his mistakes and sort of work on a relationship. And then you have my favorites, Caesar and Kateko, going to bed, and he's very worried about her. And the way he was consoling her, this man grew feelings for her. This man developed feelings for her. And it's obvious, because even the last day, of the trial marriage, he actually arranged this, little date for her. He said, because she's really treated me like a human being. And I think he's grown to understand, or to gain an appreciation, that love should not hurt. Love is not cruel. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is empathetic. Oh, these are my own words that I'm putting in. Anyway, but he's learned a lot by being with Caesar, because even when she was upset with him, she never said anything derogatory. She spoke about her disappointment in the sense of feeling abandoned because he left her, but she never called him names. Whereas when he went to his partner that he came into the experiment with, she treated him like a nobody and was telling him to stand outside like a little boy on the doorstep because he's misbehaved. So I loved their date. I didn't like the fact that you had Isaac and Kanya come out and sit there and watch them. And it's like, please, people are having an intimate moment. Allow them to enjoy themselves. Allow them to have this space. They don't come and watch you. Why do you feel the need to come and watch them? I didn't like that. But I really liked it. I really liked the little dance at the end. It was really cute. You can see they've developed feelings for one another. And I think the reason why they're not going to couple up or give it a go outside of the experiment is because, as Caesar said, she's worried about how she's going to come across on TV. She doesn't want to be the bad person. So I don't think she would want the grief that would come with taking, this guy away from Kanya. It's the hypocrisy and the audacity for me. So you have Tabby sit down and have a date. Well, they have a picnic date with Lyndall. And for me, given how much hell Lyndall raised when he saw, Caesar and Kateko, and Kateko was giving a piggyback ride, and how he kicked off and he said, I'm the only one who holds her like that, I'm the one with this. And yet he's confessing that he's now in love with Tabby. One, he's kissing Tabby out on the lawn, and yet he was kicking off for people that did not kiss. His kiss was more intimate. Caesar and Kateko have been very sort of protective in how they've kissed on camera. You haven't seen them kissing inappropriately. So the fact that he has the nerve to call out those two, and yet he is doing the most and he's crying because it's his last date, I do not get it. I really don't get it, and I don't understand it, and I'm just giving him a side eye. And then Courtney and Genesis brought Courtney some flowers, and then he wanted a hug and he gave her a kiss. I think Courtney knew she might develop feelings for either Nkateko or Genesis. But at the same time, she didn't want to do anything on camera that would get her in trouble. And I think this is why she's really tried her best to sort of friend zone the guys and make sure that she doesn't do anything that might upset her partner Aiden. Because it doesn't make sense to me that all along she's refused to cuddle him in bed, she's refused to do anything, and then on the last night she cuddles him and allows him to kiss her. That does not make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. I feel like to some extent Genesis was robbed because he was in a couple with someone who really didn't give him a chance romantically to try and explore anything or to try and learn from a different type of romantic relationship. Yes, he said they've got a friendship whereby she's now his go-to person for life, but at the same time, I feel he missed out on part of the experiment in getting to know a romantic partner outside of the partner that he came in with, because his partner is busy developing feelings for somebody else. So, hey, it is what it is. Oh my god, I really didn't want to laugh. Anyway, it's time for the changeover. And for me, given the fact that they're going to the changeover, I don't get how Nkateko and Sis are still kissing each other. And it's like, well, everybody else is celebrating to be going back to their person. The two of you are behaving as though you're going to meet up, to a couple's meetup. What is it? And Nkateko, Sis in her confessional is busy saying, oh, I wish I had more time. And it's like, girl, the clock has run out. Anyway, at the changeover, it's revealed that Lebo and Nolan have gone, and people are a bit surprised. I think they expected them to continue to stay in the experiment, but I think Lebo has a lot more respect for herself, so I give her credit for leaving. So then they start having conversations about this process and what's happened. And Aiden is sort of saying, he's learned to appreciate his relationship and he's learned to appreciate Courtney, so he's going to try and do better. Courtney says on her part, at times people become stagnant when they've been in a long-term relationship, so it's good for them to go a couple of steps back. And it's like, what do you mean by a couple of steps back? You two have been in this for 7 years. Are you saying you're going back to year one? Make it make sense. She talks about the fact that she's left with an amazing best friend in, Genesis. Genesis feel some type of way because he didn't get the romantic aspect of the connection. Yes, he got a friendship, but his partner was able to get the romantic aspect. So I think that was infuriating for him. And his partner seems to have developed feelings for Lyndall, and he's saying that Lyndall did a lot for her. And it's like, Lyndall barely held his, Sisa's hand when they walked in on day one. So what was he doing for you? I don't get it. And for Lyndall to say, oh, I think I'm still undecided about marriage. So why did you issue an ultimatum? Was it for you to audition for your next role or what? I don't get it. And you could tell that Sisa felt some type of way because when it came to her turn, she spoke. Sisa has feelings for Nkateko. Nkateko has feelings for Caesar. Even their body language, they're trying to be respectful, but at the same time, you can tell that there's something going on. Something is cooking here, because she did speak about, she didn't expect to have a connection with him, and now they have this connection, and she wishes she had more time. And you can tell Caesar, Kanye are not happy. Nkateko is happy because this is what he wants to hear, and he is talking about, she knows how to pour into somebody else's cup while she's also receiving, and it's like. Kanye is not happy with this. Kanye is not happy with this. This is what I feel. I feel Kanye and Lyndall underestimated their partners. I think they came into the experiment expecting themselves to be the popular ones and then expecting their partners to settle for whatever crumbs. And what's happened is their partners were actually matched with someone that really cared for them and really grew strong feelings for them. And so I think this is why they're not happy. This is not good for them. One thing about Ruth is she's going to stand 10 toes deep, chest out, and say with a full chest that I did it and I own it and I'm not going to apologize. The fact that she actually told everybody that, I know what I did was wrong, but at the end of the day, I was neglected. And this is what led to me behaving the way I behaved. It's like, I don't think that's the way to do it. I think she should have just said, I know I'm wrong for what I did and I want to sincerely apologize to my partner. I hope he's able to forgive me and we can try and see if we can salvage our relationship. I think that's what she should have said. And you could tell Isaac felt some type of way as well, because he now felt like he had to defend himself, like, Ruth was trying to blame him for her infidelity, and it's like, this is just a toxic mess. And so for Kanye to say she doesn't know whether she wants to go back with Nkateko, it's like, this is why he spoke about, Caesar being able to pour back into his cup when he was pouring into her cup, and he learned about self-love, and this is how she's going to lose him. I don't know how he can continue to stay with this woman given how she's treating him. He's had the opportunity to stay where he's felt loved, protected, valued, respected. And so for him to suddenly be able to go back to Kanya and put up with what Kanya was dishing him, I don't see him going back. I do not see him going back. If he goes back, I don't think they will last long. But anyway, that's just my thought. Anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 5. Bye guys.